one objection that this guy had was, well, I know I actually Googled you and I see that you're probably credible and I see all of these things, but I just want to get it out of my name.
Mhm.
And I said, okay, no problem. I'm okay with the answer being no. And I'm even okay with the answer being not yet. And like, what is it? Is it a no or is it a not yet? And he's like, well, let's keep you in the running. You know, I don't want to keep making this payment on this thing. And I could just see the opening, right? The glimmer of like the opening. And I said, look, I've got 5 other people I'm talking to. You're not the only one. I've got all the way until October. So if you feel like you have to keep lowering the price and you have to write a check to get rid of this brand new motor coach, I'll just take it over. And we recorded it, of course. So when we hopefully get the deal, the unbelievable appointment of him having the objection 3 different times in the appointment will help the newbies understand that is par for the course. Sometimes you'll have people go, yeah, I don't want that to happen. And then you call them a week later, you build trust, you build rapport, right? Ladies out there, did you go on one date with your husband? He proposes to you and you said, heck yeah, I want to spend the rest of my life with you and I want to make kids with you. No, it's called rapport, trust, right? Building that amazing relationship with somebody takes a couple of days, couple of weeks. So that's where we're at with that seller. And I was like, really wanted that deal to get done because I'm thinking, how cool would it be for all the newbies watching today to watch Carly get my buy box on the Motor Coach buy box. And then literally 24 hours later, she's making $20,000 on finding that thing for me. I also was thinking we were going to name the Motor Coach Carly. Because if you found the deal for me and we're going to go drive this thing around and meet everybody in the community all over the country, I mapped it out today. I mapped the whole thing out. It was 122 cities that we're going to, me, Jamil. And I'm like, okay, well, everybody knows Carly Grunman in the community and everybody needs to know that she found this deal. So
awesome.
Anyway, you also said you have some other sellers.
I do.
Okay, catch me up to speed because maybe I can call some of these sellers today. So does anybody want to watch me call some sellers on some motor coaches that are like $300,000 to $400,000 motor coaches to see if this bird dog, Carly Grunman, this bird dog, she's bird dogging a deal for me right now. We can get her to make $20,000 on today's live.
And I told them if they help me find it, if you guys, one of these bird dogs, go and find someone that's open to terms and we work together, I'll split it with you. So someone in here could make 10 grand with just.
If I were you, I'd be a little bit greedier. I'd be like, yo, if you bring the deal to me, I'll pay you 3 and I take 17.
3 grand. Maybe I should have consulted you first, but I already put it out there.
Okay, so as people are trickling in here, I can see people all trickling in. Guys, good to see you. You were all 8 minutes late. We started on time. Just want to let you guys know you were all late. Okay. Yeah, we are live on YouTube. The Wizza Neo says the Carly Mobile. What do you guys think we should name this 44-foot? Dude, these things are so big, by the way. They are so big. They're the size of a house. And I'm sitting
literally a single wide.
Ooh, the Carly Caravan. I like that one. The Carly Caravan.
Ooh.
The Carly Bus.
Carly Bus. Hi, Carly.
Go big or go home. Come on, it's got to have Carly in the thing. Does it have a kitchen? Dude, it's 44 feet long. What do you think? The better question is, what does it not have? The guy's like, look, I got a TV here. I got a TV here. Look at my steering wheel. It's got a TV on the steering wheel. You can even sit on a TV. I'm like, bro. There's
8 million TVs.
Yes, there's a lot of TVs, a lot of places to go pee. You know how it is. So I think that you have 3 leads for me to talk to today. Is that correct?
I do. Well, okay. I have two, possibly. I have 1, but they can't talk till tomorrow.
Okay, well, we're not doing the training tomorrow, Carly. The training's over today.
I know, but I have a few. Okay, so and I have to say shout out. I'll shout out the bird dogs because this isn't me on my own. You can't do anything in real estate by yourselves, you guys. So I'm going to shout out Gator Mark Gee. He found this one. I don't know. Did I send you the note where you can?
You sent me the note. Are the sellers willing to talk to me like right now?
Yes, right now. This guy is. His name's Jeffrey. He's in and out of cell service right now. Hopefully he'll be able to get it. He has a 2000. Oops, I wrote it. I wrote the.
Don't give me the details. I'll call him.
Okay.
Here's what I want you to do. Let's bring up my friend and your friend, Renda.
We love Renda.
And I want to talk about how she's currently bird dogging, and I believe an RV park. And once I am done interviewing and introducing Renda to the entire audience, I think you and I come back up on the screen and I call these motor coach people and we try and lock up a seller finance deal live. And then the training will start. I mean, technically, can everybody agree today in the live chat that if I'm calling a seller, the training has officially started? There's some guy with an Android that works at Motorola that is like the ultra engineer that's like, wait, when's the point I should be saying that the training has started? Guys, the training started. Chill out. The Road Warrior, Carly edition. I like that. Renda Emick, my friend, she is in Lamar, Colorado.
Yep.
I have never been there. I'm currently trying to work out this big, long road trip where I can kind of navigate and get all the way through there. Renda, tell me about this. Now, Renda, you're my friend. We've been friends for a couple of years. You are in SubTo. You're in top tier TC. You and a couple of other gals in the community are killing it on the TC game. The Collective, correct?
Mm-hmm. TC Collective, yep.
You just want to be called TC Collective, not the Collective.
The TC Collective, technically.
Scott, should you and I start a transaction coordination company called The Collective?
Absolutely not.
Well, first and foremost, guys, let me tell you what community means to me, okay? Renda has superpowers that I will never have. And she wasn't saying don't start The Collective because she doesn't want me to compete with her.
No.
She has a lot of TCs in the community that are not really competing. They collaborate and work with each other, but she's like, please, for the love of goodness, do not try and create a TC business. As a member of SubTo, I should never be a TC. I already know that about my personality. I need you. Now, Renda, you do a lot more stuff than be a TC. You're also partnering with other people and buying RV parks. And I believe what I heard from Carly, she said you are currently bird dogging for somebody else that is buying an RV park from you.
Yes. Yeah. So we get so many leads and deals, right? And we're buyers. So we're out there talking to brokers and people are sending us deals. And when it doesn't fit our buy box, it's like, why not? So I started to think, why would I let deals just die in the inbox? Because once you start talking about it or looking for deals, you're going to have stuff constantly being sent to you. So yeah, Pace, we just, what I feel like with bird dogging, which we have people who bird dog for us. And I feel like what's really great about the bird, and this is like Pace terminology, right? But what I feel like is like they're out there really intentionally looking for our buy box. And so then we get stuff that is more refined, right? And so then stuff will come our way and I'm like, oh, it's not quite our buy box. However, I know a handful of people that would probably be interested in this deal. So it's almost like I'm just keeping people's buy box in mind, and then a deal will come in. But that's exactly what happened. A deal came to us off market and we looked at it. We were like, it doesn't quite fit our buy box. But I knew right away there was probably 5 people that I could send that deal to. And one loved it and wanted to buy it. And so here we are and we're making a fee on it. And I was like, this is awesome. We're going to keep doing this. So.
Okay. So I was talking to your partners, probably about a year ago. I gave them a one-on-one and I was telling them, I said, guys, like you guys are known in the community. Obviously you are too, Renda, very well known in the community. And I go, people are going to be bringing you deals. Like, what are you doing just trying to buy? Because at the time, this was before you guys partnered up. This is a little over a year ago. And at the time, all they were doing was buying RV parks. And I go, guys, if you're buying RV parks, there's probably a massive influx of deal flow coming from people inside of the community that you are not even looking at because it immediately doesn't fit your buy box. Like it's maybe 80% close to what your buy box is. And because it's not at 100, you just don't do anything with it. You're like, yeah, we just, why would we? What should we do? And I go, oh my gosh, what are you talking about? Like literally, it's like, I want to make an image of this. It's like if you have this constant flow of deal flow that keeps pouring into this cup is going to have overflow.
Yeah.
Now you can let that overflow hit the floor, or you can tilt that cup a little bit and let it flow into the next cup, which is what you're doing. So you are having a bird dog bring you a deal. You go, that's a great deal, but not for us. You then go and take that deal and bring it to somebody else, and you essentially bird dog a bird dog deal, which is freaking awesome. This RV park, is this an RV park you should have sold to me and you did not sell to me?
Oh, Oh, I was wondering if that was gonna come up. I
You
was like,
knew that was coming up.
I actually said that to Carly. I was like, he's probably gonna say, like, why didn't she sell it to me? No, I don't think so. I think because it's a little smaller. It's in the smaller end.
Okay.
And I think the terms, I don't think it would have been a good fit for you, Pace.
I would agree with that. I think our average RV park we are buying right now is probably $5 million. Is it less than 5 million bucks?
Yes, much less than 5 million.
Okay. So yeah, we're trying to stay at the $5 million range.
Yeah.
One, because the girls on my team get a portion of the ownership of these parks, and I don't want to buy stuff that doesn't get them excited. Obviously, you know that you're building teams too. But then I also just bought 2. And so we're not buying for RV parks for another 90 days. So it's probably outside of my buying window, so to speak. What is your current buy box, Renda?
Yeah, so we're looking at roughly about 50 pads. The numbers for us land at about 250 K NOI. So that allows us to put in management and do all the things that we need to do for our investors.
Bougie, I like it.
Our location wise is mostly southeast region. We will look in some of the states, like we have a park in Alaska, so we'll buy like surrounding our other parks, but we're staying away from California, New York, New Jersey.
Hey guys, did you hear what she said? She said southeast, and then she literally followed it up with the most northwest.
Yeah, I said we're buying around our other parks, but primarily southeast region. Those are the ones that right now we're really going after. So we're actually coming in at least like at a 10K cap on acquisition. So if you're, some people are bringing us stuff that's like really far from that. It's not that we won't look at other stuff, but we're trying to get around the 10 cap. And then almost all of our parks have creative finance. So they all have seller finance piece. We've done some traditional too, so we won't steer away from that, but primarily we want to work with sellers that will do some seller finance.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me, honestly. Like, why would I go get traditional real estate? Even if rates went down, why would I waste my time, my energy going through a bank and this arduous journey of going through appraisals and all that kind of stuff when there's so many sellers that are willing to do seller finance? In fact, it's interesting because I know you did, when you first joined SubTo, I remember your biggest stress. I'm going to tell you what I remember about your biggest stress. You were like, Pace, I really want to get into multifamily. I want to break in. Do you remember like messaging me about this?
Yes.
And I was like, Renda, I promise you will get into all the things in this amazing community. You're going to be into all the things. And like a fourplex was your big motivation.
Yeah.
Dude, now you own stuff in freaking Alaska and you're looking at things with 50 pads. And here's the crazy thing. You're also spitting out words that 99% of our audience today does not understand, which I love about you. Shows how far you've gone, which is like, oh, I'm looking for a 10 cap. There are so many people that don't even know what that is. And you, including me, there was a point in our lives we didn't know what that meant.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? How many people, Shahat says, no clue. Say, me, you do not know what a 10 cap means. Okay, so here's what it means. So Renda has such big hair, you would have to sew 10 caps together to fit it around how much hair she has on her head. That's a 10 cap. It doesn't matter what a 10 cap is. A 10 cap is basically your return, like how much money you can make on a certain asset. And when you get past single family, we're using the word cap rate a lot more than we're using a return on, or like cash on cash return. And I love how much you've grown in the sense of like, one, you have incredible partners. Two, you're doing more than you thought. I wish there was a famous quote. Maybe I should text Alex Hormozy and be like, what's a great quote for this? You are doing things today that you were stressed out about one day doing, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah,
you're doing bigger things today than your goals were a year ago. And you were stressed out about these little goals. And now you look back, you're like, a fourplex.
Yeah, I know. I was like, this is as much of work as a $5 million park. It's kind of like, it does stretch your brain. Or even the business that we purchased, that is like, never did I think I'd be looking at businesses that were doing 5 million in revenue. It's like, what? But you just grow so much in this community. It's like, I'm literally blown away with what I've done in 2 years.
How long was that ago that you and I were texting about your fourplex that you were stressed out about learning about multifamily? A
Oh
year and a
gosh.
half ago, maybe 18 months.
So July was actually 2 years in SubTo for me. So that was like right after. So it would have been almost 2 years ago. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, look at
Yeah.
you, dude. Now you're laughing at your goals from 2 years ago. That's the greatest, like,
Yeah.
it's easy with you've got kids and you guys also brand cows and do all sorts of cool things with livestock. And when you watch livestock or your children grow, it's very obvious how much things have grown, right?
Mm.
And for example, if you go on a retreat and you come and hang out with me and all the other members of the community for 4 days, you go back and you see your kids, you're like, oh man, they're noticeably different. My kids are noticeably different in 4 days.
Always.
But for you, it's like you have to remind yourself how fast you've grown, right? Because most of what's in your mind is like next, 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 next. Now you're throwing out words like 10 cap, like it's normal nomenclature, if that makes sense.
I know. And I'm like, oh gosh, that's
That's
so true.
gangster.
And Pace always said, they muddy the water so you think it's or whatever I can't remember.
Yeah,
how
the
you-
phrase
Yeah.
is don't worry about RV parks, mobile home parks, multifamily, all those people that are in that industry. We are just as smart as they are because they make the water muddy, so we think it's deep.
Deep, yes.
They want to throw out cap rate and
Yeah.
they want to throw out all these IRR and all these acronyms that keep us from believing that we can do it. And here you are now, just 18 months later, you're sitting there partnering on RV parks and looking at businesses with $5 million in revenue. Dude, you're a freaking gangster.
But you know what, Pace too is funny. Like, so I was an agent, remember when I got started with SubTo. And even then talking to brokers, like brokers, no offense to any brokers on here, but they drive me crazy. Even agents, and I used to be one, but brokers, it's almost like if you can't speak that language, like they shouldn't be on the phone with you. And I want to encourage people to like get through those calls. Make those calls, even if you feel stupid, even if you don't know those things to say, because even me as an agent going in and talking to brokers, they always kind of made me feel that way too. And now I'm like, psh, I'll just get on the phone with whoever and I don't really care what they think. And you're going to get there to that place. So don't let them make you feel like you don't know what you're talking about. You don't, even single family or agents, guys, don't let that happen. I just want to hopefully inspire you to just get through the tough calls in the beginning because you will definitely know what you're talking about soon.
I would say one of the things you did the best at in our community, like, by the time you joined SubTo in July of 2023, SubTo had been around for 3 years. Like you were not one of the OGs. You remember me saying the word
Yeah.
OGs, like the original gangsters
Yeah.
of SubTo. You were so smart and so good. Like you were very active in the side chat. You and I became friendly with each other because of that. You were just active. And very quickly you became a really popular member in SubTo because you just were friendly with everybody. Then I would say your number one growth wasn't hanging out with me. I'm just your friend and I believe in you. And maybe it's some of my voice memos when I yell at you a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a little bit, but the biggest thing I would say is giving shout outs to all the other SubTo members that loved on you, became your friends, became your partners, that probably took you 10,000 times further than I ever could. And what's great is you do the same thing for other people and you love on other people. And it's so freaking fun to watch you. So fun.
Yeah.
So Renda,
Amazing.
first, Renda, I've never asked you, where does your name come from, Renda?
Okay, so I asked my mom that, and she said I literally just made it up in the car when I was in labor to the hospital, and I was like, she's like, I just like the way it sounded, and I said, okay.
Are you sure you're not adopted? It came from somebody else?
No, I'm sure.
Okay, so Renda, your buy box, you guys are buying, you're looking at businesses, you're looking at RV parks. Something I want to I've been pointing out to a lot of the newer people, right? A lot of people hanging out with us today. We've got 1,000 people on here on Zoom today, plus a couple of hundred people on YouTube. And I'd say about 200 people are in our community, which, they'll see you and connect with you over and over and over. They'll see you at Squat Up Summit. They'll see you all the places. But for the other 800, 900 people that are not inside of the community, when I'm explaining to them what they should bird dog first, I'm actually telling them to kind of not do RV parks, not do businesses, because the amount of transactions, the frequency is actually low. Like, are you going to buy a business every week, Renda?
No,
No. Are you going to buy an RV park every week?
no, as much as we wish, no.
No, it's physically impossible. Even me,
Yeah.
like, maybe you guys might be more advanced on the RV park stuff than I currently am, but
But
I'm
that's
only,
all we're buying, as far as,
Yeah.
so you've got a lot of things going. So we're hyper focused in RV parks. So we want 3 to 4 more by the end of the year.
Okay, so think about that. If you guys are trying to work with Renda, here's the way I would think about working with Renda, right? If you're in SubTo, I would go to Renda and go, I will work with Renda. One, I want to be your friend, right? Because you hang out with cool people doing cool things, you inevitably become cool. It's just how it is. It's how it worked for Renda. It's how it worked for me. It still works for me that way. That's a big deal. But I'm not going to go to Renda and go, hey, Renda, I've got this single family house. Will you look at it? She's going to go, bro, what are you doing? Right? I would look at Renda and go, when I'm ready to jump into RV parks, right? If you're in the SubTo community, you typically compound. You go single family, sometimes mobile home parks, sometimes RV parks. Sometimes people go from single family to buying businesses, whatever. This girl's done just about everything. And more importantly, what Renda has done really well is she's ran the paperwork on, I would imagine, almost every type of transaction you could imagine. Mortgage methods, lease options, SubTo deals, novation agreements, seller finance deals, tons of cash deals, wholesales, bird dogs, 4 or 5 people on one assignment. Like, you've seen all of the things. So at some point you are going to collaborate with her, right? At some point you're going to go, hey, Renda, we've been friends for a year and a half, but I finally found an RV park that I think would fit you that I got from somebody else in the community. I'm glad I kept your information. Here you go. How much will you pay me? Renda says, oh, well, we like the deal. We'll pay you $30,000 for the thing. So if you're in SubTo, make sure you build a relationship with Renda. Every once in a while, she comes and hangs out with me on the Zooms. She used to do it a lot more. She doesn't do it as much.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. You get so busy doing all the things, but
that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Right? Like, the reason you shouldn't be hanging out with me on all the Zooms is because you're off doing the thing and partnering with people in the community. And I love seeing you a couple times a year. But if I see your name in Zoom, it's because I'm like, okay, she must be raising money. She must be just checking in, but it's
looking for deals.
Or looking for deals, right?
I love the side chat. The side chat is so good, you guys.
In fact, I feel like Renda just comes into my Zooms inside of SubTo just to hang out in the side chat. She mutes me and she hangs out in the side chat. Okay, so what do you need more of? Do you need more capital? Do you need more deal flow? What do you feel like you need more of? I know you're building your brand. Do you need more Instagram followers? Should we get you 1,000 followers right now?
Yes, I am working very hard on that, and OC is going to push me even further. But so I am working on brand. We're always raising capital because we do have the fund. So we're always raising capital purely for RV parks. And then deal flow is always what we're looking for, right? We are, again, buying 3 to 4 more parks by the end of the year. So if you guys come across RV parks, definitely send it my way.
Okay, here's what I want to do. Carly, do you have Renda's Instagram information? I want to see if we can get her 1,000 followers today. Okay, guys, give Renda some love. She's been in the community for 2 years, doing creative finance deals, buying businesses, doing RV parks. She's doing all the things that the SubTo community was built for, which was, let's get you in. Oh my gosh, I freaking love that now you have way bigger problems.
I know.
Like, you hear me say it all the time. I go, success is not the absence of problems. It's the elimination of the old ones to upgrade to the new ones. And
yes,
you have upgraded your problems, which is great. More stress, more anxiety, but you can handle those things, and therefore you make more money, which is awesome. I can't wait to see where you are in 2 years.
Well, Pace, like, it sounds so, you guys probably hear everybody come on that says this, but Pace has seriously changed my life, you guys. Like,
I've given her product examples for her hair. Like, I know the right conditioner.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. When I first met Renda, I was like, how is that even real? It is the thickest hair I've ever seen. Did you get that from your mom?
You're trying to catch up to me, though. You can.
Dude, do you see the flow?
Yeah, I'm like, you're using my shampoo and stuff.
Dude, I've got that Lamar flow right here. It's freaking
so dry out here. Oh gosh. No, but it truly, you guys, like, Pace has seriously changed my life. Like, I think even this whole community, like the people, I don't know if you remember this, Pace, but when I first got into SubTo, I was like, I just love people. And so I started networking right away. I hit like 600 or 700 people that I met in SubTo within, I don't know, a few months or something. I'm like, Pace, I met this many people. But what he has built has seriously changed my life. And he hasn't ever asked for anything. I'm like, what can I do for Pace? And everyone's like, just show up and just give back. And I'm like,
you do it all the time. Like, that's the thing that people don't understand. Here's 2 things I want everybody to do to thank me, and it will feed my ego so heavy. Number 1, take action on what you say you're going to take action on. And you do that so well. And you pivot. Here's what I love too, is like watching you go, I want to do fourplexes, or I want to do X, Y, and Z. And you hit this moment. You and I had like what was this, like 8 or 9 months ago? We had an hour-long conversation about your TC business.
Yes. That was life-changing.
Did I tell you everything you needed to hear?
Everything that we discussed, I started putting it in action a couple months later. By end of Q1 this year, like I felt like I had achieved that. And now I'm like, this is amazing.
But you now have time to find your next bigger problem,
Yes,
right?
yes.
You guys have to understand, a lot of people that are just starting out in business, you have to understand you need to search for problems, because we make money when we solve problems. And Renda's done a great job of that. So the first thing I would say thank you for is thank you for taking action, dude. And thank you for collaborating and becoming friends with people in the community, because you did exactly what it was meant to do. In fact, most of the help you've received does not come from any of the courses that we have. It's come from the actual community that we've built.
Yeah.
So that's number one, you took action. Number two, you feed back in and help other people all the time. Dude, you are exactly what I pray for every day, for people to join our community and amplify us. And here's the cool thing too, like you've been in SubTo for 2 years. Have you made friends in that 2-year time frame that joined after you that you're like, I'm so glad you joined SubTo?
Oh, 100%. Actually, my partners joined after me.
Yeah, I think Heather Cadu at some point. I think Heather Cadu joined after you.
Heather joined after me. Michelle joined after me. They joined like, I think 4 or 5 months after me.
So this is what's so cool, is like you get 5 steps ahead of them. You create a space for them. You guys collaborate with each other. And obviously, Heather is now on my team.
Yeah.
So like when people, dude, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for this community. Is my biggest passion. And you obviously understand why. So I do feel bad I've never made it to Lamar, Colorado, but I promise you I am working
You're supposed
out.
to come out and brand with us one of these times.
When's your branding happen?
Well, there's a season, but we invited you out to Memorial Weekend. That's the big
I don't
deal.
remember when Memorial Weekend is. I'm not a good holiday person. What is
At
Memorial?
the end of May. That's where
Okay, I will have to fly up there separate. We'll fly up there separate. Okay, so guys, here's what I want you guys to do. We're gonna call a couple of Motor Coach sellers today, but I want you guys to go and connect with Renda. I know that she's trying to build her brand. She's doing a great job. She's being consistent on Instagram. Renda, your Instagram is in the side chat. Renda Emick. Guys, go and click on that link. Follow her on Instagram and send her a DM and go, you inspired me. Thank you for saying this. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. When she started out in SubTo 2 years ago, she was single family minded. Then she was like, very quickly goes, I want to be into fourplexes and multifamilies. Now she's like, I'm way past that. I'm buying businesses that are doing $5 million a year in revenue. Those fourplex things are the same amount of work, but it wasn't the knowledge. Okay. It wasn't the knowledge because I could say that. I could say fourplexes are easier or as easy as buying a $5 million business. I could say that to a newbie, and so could you. But it's the confidence and the traction that makes it apparent that you should go spend your time on one or the other. And you did that, dude. I'm so proud of you. So grateful for you in this community. Thank you so much.
You catch the fire. There's so many people doing big things. And when you're surrounded by that, like you just catch the fire.
Yes. It's like the cold that you want to catch.
Yeah.
And she gets that. She's got kids. It's like your freaking kids go to church or they go down the street and they bring some freaking thing back to the house. You're like, gosh, dang it. Why'd you have to catch that thing?
Yeah.
The infection of like the infectious disease of entrepreneurship and driving forward and also balancing your family life and loving your spouse and loving your kids is really what everything is about in SubTo. So thank you again. You're amazing.
Thanks, Pace.
No problem. Guys, go follow her on Instagram. Go DM her. Say, hey, what's your buy box? How can I bring businesses to you? How can I bring those RV parks to you? Now, Carly, if you could, I'd love Carly to come up here. Do you guys want me to call? Oh, let me unpause the side chat. Before we get into the training today, because we are going to focus today on how you guys can get your first deal like Renda and all these other people in our community. Before we get to that training, I want to call a couple of sellers. Are you guys cool with that? Are you guys cool if I call some sellers I don't know anything about? These are brand new leads. We'll do some training. My engineers, just so my friends that are engineers know, just because I don't have a PDF up on my screen and there's like a spreadsheet that's not on my screen doesn't mean you're not learning, okay? I know how it feels to be sitting in the Motorola lunchroom and you've got a spreadsheet. You guys are talking over a ham and cheese sandwich. Look at my spreadsheet. Hey, Tom, look at my spreadsheet. I know you engineers need spreadsheets. Okay. For the next 30 minutes, we're going to do some seller calls. Okay. All right, Carly, break it down for me. What do we have? Tell me some sellers that we have. I don't need to know much about the units. I think we have 2 sellers that I can call. Is that correct?
We have a few. So there's a few that you can pick from. I think this guy, so the first one I want to give you, it really fits your buy box. It's 43 feet. It's a 2023. It's bougie AF. He calls himself a businessman and he wants 50% down, but he's open to terms.
Okay. I'd love to call that guy.
So I think he would be the best one. His name is Derek.
Okay, hold on. While you pull that up, I'm going to change my camera so it goes up a little higher on the call cam, okay?
Okay.
Hey, while we're waiting for me, 30 seconds, tell everybody what you had for lunch. She lives near Seattle, so all is teriyaki chicken and Ivers and other stuff. What'd you have?
I went to Costco real fast and I saw an owners club member at Costco. And as I was checking out, he was having a Costco hot dog. And I was like, what's up, Sean? And I had a Costco hot dog with an owners club member, which was really exciting. So I did not have an Ivers or anything too fancy, but I did run into somebody in the community. And
that's freaking hilarious that you met somebody at Costco and you're like, let's just have a hot dog, bro.
And then we talked about what kind of deals we want to do together.
That's cool.
And we're gonna JV on some deals. So
do you like hot dog? Do you like the Costco hot dog because it's good or because it's cheap?
Because it's good. Cheap. I don't know. I just love a good Costco dog. I don't like any other Costco. I don't like any other hot dogs but Costco.
Dude, they're the best.
Yeah, they're good.
Okay, you've got me. You already texted me the seller's contact information, right?
Yeah, here I'm gonna text it to you right now because it's in that notepad, but there's like a lot.
Yeah, copy and paste it. Okay, so let me remind you everybody what we're currently doing right now. Today, the main training is how you can get your first deal in 7 days or less. We've been hanging out for the last 3 days. How many people have had a good time the last couple of days? Give me a yes in the comments. For those of you guys that are kind of new for today's training, this is actually day 4, but don't worry about it. I'm going to do some fun things. And we're going to be talking about how you can get your first deal in 7 days or less. Okay. We have literally been doing 3 hours on Monday, 2.5 hours on Tuesday, 2 hours on Wednesday. And today on Thursday, we're probably going to be here for another 3.5 hours, something like that. So hang out with us. Appreciate you tremendously. And for those of you guys on YouTube, I'm going to let you guys know that we will be turning off the YouTube here in probably 30 minutes or so. So get over to the Zoom. I'm sure my team has pinged the Zoom link. Get over to Zoom, get off of YouTube. We are actually live today on Thursday, August 7th. It's 5:38 p.m. Okay. All right. So you sent it to me.
I sent it to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So the seller's name is Derek.
Yes. Do you want the link or you're probably good?
I don't want the link. I don't want to know anything about the thing.
You don't. Okay.
Okay, so just to catch everybody up to speed, yesterday I told everybody about this big 100 plus city tour that I'm going on. And what we're going to do is do these massive meetups and help people do deals live at these meetups. And I anticipate meeting probably close to 45 to 50,000 people in person over about 122 days in 100 cities. My wife and kids will be there sporadically to make sure that I don't miss my wife and kids too much. And we're going to do a lot of stuff for charity. It'll be a blast. It's going to be great. But I need something big. I need a big motor coach, something that's 40 plus feet long, probably 42 feet long. I don't want some 2013 jalopy that has been, is that a good word or is that like
jalopy is a perfect word?
Okay. I wouldn't even know how to spell the word.
This word.
Do we know how to spell the word? I don't know. No. So I don't want a jalopy. I made a joke yesterday that I don't want something that people have been farting in for 10 plus years. I want a newer RV. And so I told Carly, who's done a lot of creative finance, single family, her and I have done deals together. She's done a lot of lending deals. She's done a lot of assigning and wholesaling. She's done a lot of calls and helping people find Sprinter vans and RVs and other vehicles as well. Carly is very diverse. So I knew, hey, Carly, if I tell you my buy box, I want you to know I'll pay you 20 grand if you find me an RV. And I'm not joking you. An hour after the training yesterday, she sends me a text. She goes, I found a seller. He will let you take over payments. I went and met him today. I barely made it home in time for the training. I literally walked down in my studio, started the training today, and went live. That's how fast this business can happen. And so it turns out that coach that the guy I went and saw only has 4 beds. I need 8. So Carly has found other people, and this is one of those sellers that has an RV, a coach that's like $350,000 that I want to buy. And this first one is Jeffrey, or this first one is who?
We're going to Derek.
We're going to Derek. Okay, cool.
The 585 number.
And this one is in where?
Oh, let me tell you, I have so many. He is in New York.
He's in New York. I got to go pick this thing up in freaking New York.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just call. Oh, dude, it's freaking 8:40 at night there.
Well, I called him and I said, "Are you going to be available?" He said,
Okay, cool.
Hello, this is Derek.
Derek, this is Pace. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Did Carly tell you I might call?
Yeah, she said her boss was going to call.
Well,
And-
I'm not much of her boss. Her and I have done a bunch of real estate deals together. I think I'm just a good buyer of hers. That's funny. She called me her boss.
Yeah, I think it was something like that. You know, she called me while I was out for a walk, and she said, "Hey," and I said, "Oh, well," I said, "I'm open to things, and I just want to try to understand what's going on." But
she
this
is funny.
You came in.
So I went to her a couple of days ago and I said, "Hey, I needed like a 40-foot plus motor coach so I can go and tour the country. We're doing like this charity thing, which is kind of cool. Nothing to do with, anything you care about, but I go,
Yep.
I'll pay you to find me a deal." And mostly what I buy is on seller finance, like houses and apartments and stuff like that. So she gives me your number. I go, "Please tell me this guy's not on the East Coast." And she goes, "Yeah, I think he's in New York." I'm like, "Dude, it's like 9:00 over there right now. So I'm so sorry. I'm calling you at 9:00. It's
Yeah,
pretty late."
that's not a problem. Yep.
Cool. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So you've got a 2022 Newmar,
Yes,
and she said that you're a businessman.
I am. I'm a businessman. Yeah.
Awesome.
I've been in business, for all my life. Basically, I've been self-employed my whole life. But you're looking for seller financing. Is that what you're looking for?
Yes, that's all I do. And it's kind of like it's a branding thing. So like all my vehicles, the houses I buy, the businesses I buy, the apartment buildings I buy, I go to sellers and I go, "Hey, whatever your price is, I'm not going to fight you on price.
Yeah.
What I'm going to ask you for are good terms so I can get you the price you want, but I get the terms I need." Right. And
Yeah.
like I've got a seller today. I went and met with him. He bought this really cool, it was like, I think it's a Tiffin brand, the, higher end brand.
Yep.
He bought it for $500,000, put $150,000 down. His wife gets sick. Now he's in a bad situation. He's trying to sell it. He can't even sell it for like $330 because obviously the market is a little bit soft and it's not really traveling season much over here in Phoenix. It's hot.
Yes.
And I go, "Well, what do you owe on it?" He goes, "Well, I owe $339." I go, "That's what you're selling it for?" And he goes, "Yes." And I go, "Would you let me just take over your payments?" He goes, "Yeah, I'd be open to that." So whether there's payments on the vehicle, that's cool. I'm good doing that. Or if the seller owns it free and clear and I make them a payment as if they're the bank, that's kind of what I'm looking for.
So is there a reason why you don't like to get your own financing?
There's a dozen reasons. I mean, if you could go buy a business right now where the seller says, let's say it's a plumbing company, they're doing $2 million a year in revenue. And he says, "Hey, I'll let you just make me a monthly payment. You don't have to go get an SBA loan and you can just take over the business right now." Number one, speed. Number two, I don't have to go through all the arduous journey of wasting my time with a bank. I can just go and take over the business right now. So it's speed. I feel like when I really look at the financing, I look at how much money these financing companies make and I go, "Why don't I just give that to the seller?" Right? So I give the seller the money they want. I let them make the money the bank should be making. And then I have speed to lead. I get the deal done in 2 days rather than in 2 months.
Yeah, no, I get all that. Yeah. And I guess if you got real deep pockets, which I don't, and I'm in the same situation as the other fella that you just described, because hey, these things just fall off really quick, and hey, mine is like brand new, it's hardly used. And,
yeah, it's like a 2022. Things like right
it's
off
a 2022, and it's got like 12,000. All me and my wife did was we would just travel back and forth to Florida. So, a couple trips a year, we didn't put a ton of miles on it a year. It wasn't like we were going across the country or doing anything. And, and that's really all we did with it because we had a lot down in Florida.
Right.
So we would take our coach down to Florida. We'd go back and forth when we wanted. And, we were in a really nice resort. And that's how we used it. So, that's why there's not a ton of miles on it.
And are you guys done snowbirding right now?
A little bit, and we're doing a couple of things. I'm building a house up here in New York, and we got a lot going, that's all. I'm still working a lot, and that kind of thing. So we would take 2-3 weeks at a time, go down to Florida, come back, then go back up and down, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, makes sense.
So yeah, we never really went down there and stayed a solid 4 months or 6 months like a lot of snowbirds do,
Okay, so
Well,
you've got it listed for how much right now?
I had it listed for 316. I lowered it to 306. Okay, because I know it's the best deal out there for the year and for everything that's going on with the Newmar,
Okay.
And I'm not really like a Tiffin guy, so Newmar is really rated very high, and I love them guys. They're really good. So and then I think I bought it in 22, and I owe 330 on it.
You owe you owe 330 right now?
Yes. Yeah.
So let me just take over the payments at 330. Why sell it for 306 and write a check for 24 grand?
Well, because I'm looking for the overhead and everything else to go away.
Well, I take the payment
from the bank.
Yeah, I make the payment directly to the bank, or hell, I make it to you if that's what you want me to do. I make the payment directly to you. Here's why creative finance is so cool.
Yeah, but here's the thing I would worry about like that. That sounds great.
Oh, I got the 1,000 reasons what you'd worry about. 1, what if it gets in a wreck? 2, what if I get abducted by an alien? 3, what if I don't pay the insurance? 4, what if I don't make the payment? Like, I get it. 100%.
Or what if you beat the crap out of it and you say, I'm done after a month or 2, right?
100%.
I mean, and then what? Yeah, and then who's left holding the bag?
You, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's
that would be the reason why I wouldn't do it.
I'll throw an idea out here, and you sit on it, think about it. We can touch base another day.
Yeah.
Here's what's so cool about creative finance, okay? Because this happens in housing, this happens in apartment buildings.
Oh yeah, I read about it. I own real estate property, so I listen to a lot of guys out there, and I hear about all that. It's a great deal. I agree with it.
Yeah.
But like I said, if you can afford it and if you want the pockets to do it.
Of course, cool. So here's how I would propose doing it.
Okay.
I'm going to assume the answer to all of this is no. So I'm not trying to pitch you. I just want to make sure you have all the right information so we can maybe have another conversation another day.
Right.
Okay. So I've got, let's say you owe 330 on it, you said?
330, yeah.
Okay. And what's your monthly payment?
What's my what?
Monthly payment.
2,600.
Okay. 2,600. And your insurance is how much?
My insurance? Oh, I don't know. It might be 15 a year.
Okay, 15,000 or 1,500?
1,500.
Okay. I'm like, man, you got a lot of tickets.
Yeah, we got, well, I don't know. It's cheap.
1,500 is really cheap. Okay, cool. Yeah. So you got 330 owed to the bank right now. What would benefit you? This is really obvious, but I've got a part that's not so obvious for you. Okay. So 330, if you sell it today at 306, which you don't have a buyer yet, and I'm not saying it's not going to sell for 306, but let's just say in a hypothetical world, you got to drop another 5 and another 5 until you find somebody at 295. Right. Not only are you going to have to make a payment or 2 payments over the next couple of months, you're also going to have to write a check to get rid of the thing. So you're going to be underwater $35,000-$40,000 by the time you sell this thing. A guy like me comes along, not only can I contract with you at 330, meaning I buy it for what you owe, I can take over the payments, meaning I pay the payments directly to the bank, but I can also give you money on top of that. Like you could sell it to me and say, let's say your payments are $2,600.
Yep.
I could pay you $2,800 a month for the next 3 or 4 years, where you can actually make money on essentially letting me go to you as the bank. Right? You could do that. Yep. I could give you $10,000 up front. There's a dozen different ways where not only can you avoid the money, but you can also make money on top of avoiding the $40,000 loss, if that makes sense.
Right. No, I get that. Yeah, I totally get that. But like you said, if things go bad, it can go real bad. Okay. $30,000 right now for me is not the worst thing in the world. Losing my overhead and what I got around it.
Okay. So let's say I give you collateral.
The risk. Yeah. Is that worth the risk to have a real big problem down the road? As far exceeds $30,000.
What if I give you collateral?
What's that?
What if I give you collateral, like assets other assets I own?
Well, I mean, it's a thought.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
cool.
another thought.
So here's what I would want you to think about. Think about what would have to be true for us to strike a deal where I buy it at 330. I pick it up so you have no expenses to travel and deliver it. I get a new insurance policy. We go through an attorney of your choice. I pay the attorney's fees, not you. Your attorney says 5 reasons why you shouldn't do this deal, and then I overcome them with your attorney, meaning, hey, here's my collateral, here's my assets, here's the protection to make sure we overcome all of those objections. That's how we would do this deal.
Well, I mean, it sounds crazy because I've never done it.
Yeah.
It sounds cool. I think it's, pretty amazing. And then I guess, like you said, you get your attorney involved, and if he sees.
Do you have a business
that it's,
attorney you like in New York?
Yeah.
Then we would use him.
No, we could. I would. I mean, I'd bounce it off him.
Cool.
If it's something like. So let me take a few notes.
Yeah, no problem.
330K. Say, let's just use that as a sale price.
And you got to remember, you are the bank here, not me. So you've got to tell me what makes sense for you, right? I don't walk into a bank and tell them what I'm going to do and what interest rate I'm going to pay. I walk into the bank of you, and you tell me, hey, 330 plus I want $200 a month, or hey, 330, I want 10 grand up front and I want X amount of collateral. You are the bank. You got to give me something to say no to.
What would your collateral be? What type of asset?
Okay, so I own 2,000 rentals. My collective net worth on all of those is probably in the tune of $20 million, all verifiable through my family office. I have liquid cash of millions of dollars. I can show you that, have you talk to my banker. Now, the question you're going to ask, which every seller asks me this, if you're so rich,
yeah,
why would
you just buy it?
Because here's the answer, because I'm not an idiot.
Yeah.
The reason I am rich is because I don't buy things with cash.
Yeah.
If I bought everything with cash, I'd be out of cash.
Yeah, absolutely.
I go and buy businesses, or here's where my cash goes. I lend my money to people that are flipping or developing properties. That's where my cash goes. I'm definitely not putting my cash into something where I could just take over payments. That's way too easy. So you doing this deal for me benefits me in this way. I can take the cash. Let's say I go buy, what'd you buy this one for?
400.
Okay, you paid 400 and you put how much money down?
I don't know at the time.
50 grand probably?
Yeah, at least.
Okay, cool. So if I went down to the bank right now and I got a loan, they're going to ask me for 50 grand down. What else could I go do with 50 grand right now in my business? Right? Like,
what else can you do? Yeah, you can do other things, sure.
Right. So that's what I would do. That's how I make my money. I save 50 grand buying this RV with you. I'll go deploy that 50 grand into another business or a car wash I'm buying, where I'm buying like 100 car washes over the next 5 years. I can get a car wash business started with less than 50 grand that produces 20 grand a month.
Oh yeah.
So you look at that 50 grand that I put into this RV, actually to me is an opportunity loss of $20,000 a month. So that is the reason why I would never in my worst day on planet Earth would ever buy something by putting a big down payment down.
Yeah. No, it's real smart. I hear guys all the time talk like what you're presenting in a lot of different situations,
Yes.
Like you said, it's not conventional. A lot of people do it, if, like you said, you got the pocket, you got the nerves, because everything, people just got trust issues with everything that goes on. Let's face it, just look out there, right? So it's like,
yeah,
you got to play devil's advocate and say, well, what after 3 years, you beat the living crap out of this? You've made maybe 10 or whatever, let's say 30 payments on it, which would be equivalent to maybe, I don't know, 50, let's say $70,000 worth of payments, and you go, I'm all done. And then, you got to ride, and then it's just lawsuits. I mean, I know you say put up collateral, you put up this, but still, when you got that in your hands, it just becomes lawsuits.
You are
chase the money and go down.
You are not wrong. Nothing you said is wrong. And the way that I would structure this, right? So you go through an attorney, and what we structure is, let's say you have collateral that's, here's a good example. Okay. Because I have these trust issues too.
Yeah.
So I have a guy that comes to me the other day. His name is Greg. Greg comes to me, he says, hey, I need $200,000 loan. He's got this really cool Walmart contract. So what he's doing is Walmart is giving him access to the front, you know, those little stores in the front of Walmart, like Eyeglass Center, whatever.
Yes. Yep.
So he got first right of refusal on 2,200 stores, meaning he gets to rent the front space for $2,400, and he's arbitraging to these water filtration companies for $8,500. So he's making $6,000 per store net per month. And he has first right of refusal on 2,200 stores. I'm like, Greg, how the heck do I get involved in that? That sounds awesome. He says, well, I need He says, I need $200,000 expansion capital. I go, okay, I like it. How much are you going to pay me? He goes, I'll pay you $200,000 a year for every year I hold your money. So 100% return. I go, okay, I'm down with that. That happens in my business. That happens all the time. And so I go, we're going to structure the deal, but here's what I want. What else do you own? So he owns 2 pieces of land free and clear, an Airbnb free and clear in Scottsdale, Arizona, totaling about $600,000 in collateral. So I said, all right, I'm going to collateralize for the $200,000 of money that I'm giving you. I'm going to double that because I want my return, regardless of whether you pay me my return. I'm going to take that pound of flesh out of that collateral. So I also know I might have to sue your ass at some point. So I added $50,000 lien to this property. So I did a $450,000 collateral agreement for a $200,000 loan. So worst case scenario, not only do I get my 200 grand back, I get my $200,000 return. I also have all my legal fees paid for because of the way I structured the deal. So you and I could structure a very similar deal in that regard, where like, even if Pace gets hit by a bus, another bus, not this bus, but if Pace gets hit by another bus, I get not only all my money paid for, but I also get a $50,000 bump because he's got all these assets that are verifiable, and I have agreements on all of them.
So your collateral is a lot higher than what the actual, thing is worth in case, you for some reason have a loss.
Yes.
Because we know, hey, not everything like that, right? So you in other words, okay, you'd owe to 330, and you would just, all right, I'm going to back it up by 550 just in case, because so you would collateralize more than what the bus is worth.
I would collateralize an amount that would make you go, I have no risk.
Yeah.
In fact, I would collateralize to a point where you would say, I hope this guy gets abducted by an alien, because then I'm going to make some money on this.
You're right. Yep. Now, like you said, but these loans are long. I don't know. Mine was, I think, a 20-year loan or whatever it is. And I don't know if I've had it 3 or 4 years or whatever it is.
I wouldn't keep it 20 years. I would tell you this is probably the way I would structure the deal.
Yeah. So like, what happens with this long-term loan?
Here's what I would do. I'd probably make payments on the loan for 3 years, and it would now become too old for me. I would sell it, and I would pay off the difference.
But you don't. Right, but you don't have to pay off the difference, but you would have to, because
I legally have
the bank that I have it.
Right. Yeah. If I sell it, I legally cannot sell it without paying off your loan. That is how we would write the agreement.
Yeah. I know that we would be breaking the law, but still. Laws, I don't even believe in them. Like, everybody breaks the law every day. It's a joke, a law.
I mean, I went through a stop sign today. I don't know if that counts, but I did go through a stop sign.
That's right, absolutely, And you can walk into Walmart or Home Depot and, walk away with anything you want. Don't stop them.
Oh, yeah, that's happening in California. I don't know. Is that happening over on your side of the world?
It has in spots, but hopefully, we've seen it in camera, and it hits the news and blah, blah, blah.
Let me ask you, what city do you live in right now?
Rochester.
Okay, so you're in Rochester. Buffalo. Okay, you're up there, way up there. Okay, so I live in Phoenix. I'm speaking in Madison Square Garden on the 27th of August. I'm going to be over in that part of the world on that side. If you and I can figure out a deal between now and then, we can get paperwork signed. I will fly out there, speak on stage, drive over to Rochester, pick this bad boy up, and drive it back home.
When? August 27th?
Yeah, I'll be there August 27th.
Where will you be?
I will be in downtown Manhattan, New York.
Oh,
Madison.
New York. Okay, we're upstate.
I know. I'll have to rent a car and get up there, or maybe I can even.
Yeah, that's not a big deal. About 6 hours away.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Well, it's interesting. I'm glad we did talk anyhow, because I like these kind of things. I just thought about it.
So here's
It's
what
well, obviously people say it's unorthodox. You don't do that thing, but
you
I
know,
don't know.
it's interesting.
Definitely.
I would find when I first started out, I thought when I first jumped into real estate like 15 years ago, I thought this was very untraditional. Then you realize all the guys at the very top this is all they do. They're using seller finance. Like it was interesting when I found out what Walmart does. And even speaking of Home Depot, like I thought for the longest time that Walmart bought eggs and then sold them for double. It wasn't until like 15 years ago I found out that Walmart doesn't pay for the eggs until the consumer buys them, and then Walmart collects the money, holds the money for 90 days, and then pays the farmer 90 days after the farmer or after the eggs have been sold.
They said, I know, they're really out of pocket nothing.
Right. So when people go, this is unorthodox, I'm like, no. Traditional real estate is unorthodox because all the people at the top are using all these strategies. It's us little peons that haven't been educated on it. And now that I've started learning, I'm like, oh my gosh, we've been played this whole time. This is how all these guys at the top are playing the game.
Yeah. There's no doubt.
Right. So anyway, here's what I would do. Maybe marinate on this for a couple of days and tell me every reason why this wouldn't work. And then you come to me and go, here's what's usually will happen with my sellers. I've never done this on an RV itself. Like I've never bought a motor coach this way, but I just bought a plane 30 days ago. I buy businesses this way. I buy apartment buildings this way. So it can be done. A lot of my students buy RVs as well. Like Carly has bought RVs.
Yep.
Typically what sellers do is they go, all right, well, this sounds a lot better than me dropping a check for 40 grand and getting rid of this thing. But you know what? Maybe I'll lower the price one more time. So I hope we don't go to the point where you go, I've dropped the price twice. Maybe let me just call that guy. I would rather you just go, here's the 10 things I'm worried about. Can we address those in the paperwork? And if we can address those in the paperwork and I can back all of those things up, get an attorney involved, verify all of my assets, do the deal, and you can be alleviated of the payment, the insurance, the headache, the worry, and structure it in a way that you are excited if I get abducted by an alien. I don't know what would keep us from doing this deal.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's short term, but I'm not out of it. And not out of it could be for a short while or not out of it for a long while.
Well, you're out of the payment, right? Like right now.
I'm out of the payment, but I'm not off the hook.
What's more important? The payment?
Yeah.
Right? The payment right now comes out of your bank account.
Nah, really not the payment. It's, there's a lot involved. Like you said, it's a lot of work just in general. So, just motor coaching and, doing that. So
I think it's more mindset than actual work, but I get it.
Yeah. No, it is definitely, because it is, like you said, so unorthodox and so different. And you gotta be willing to, jump and make that move. There's no doubt about it.
Right.
It's different. Have I ever done it? No. That's why, it's like, no, things just aren't sold that way. Have I ever sold a motorhome? Yeah, I sold 2 of them, outright like this. I sold a lot of cars, built a lot of, stuff like that, but it was always paid. So it is definitely different.
Totally
Let
get it.
me take your name down.
I will shoot you. I'll shoot you a text with my cell phone number so you have it. You can just save it. You can just save it.
Because this is my cell phone. Yeah, and I'll just save it and then
and
then we'll see. Yeah, then I'll ponder over this for a little bit.
Here's what I'm going to tell you, and this is not a sales pitch. I'm the best solution for everybody. The reason why is I don't talk to people that are not in a situation similar to yours in real estate, business, or otherwise. I know you're, sitting there going, I got to write a check to get rid of this thing. That sucks. I'm the solution out of that. However, I'm talking to other people. I've got a guy just right down the road that I met with today. He has actually the similar objection. Older guy, did business his whole life traditionally, has the same objection. So this is not new to me.
That's me.
Totally. It's very common. What I will tell you is I have to hit the road by November. I'm wrapping the entire vehicle with our tour thing and I'm spending money on the thing. I've got a sponsor doing it. So I've got to have it purchased in my yard, ready to go by September 1st. So I'm quickly going out and talking to other sellers. If you are not a good fit, let's say, what's today, Thursday?
Yeah.
Let's say Sunday, you don't feel good about it. I'm just going to shoot you a text message. All I want you to do, don't tell me maybe. I want you to just say, hell no. If it's not a hell yes,
one of the two. Okay.
It's a hell no. I want you to either be hell yes, this is great, I love this, or I want you to give me a hell no. And then we can just part as friends.
Absolutely. No, that sounds real good. Real good.
Okay, you're the man. I appreciate
Okay.
you. And the fact that you picked up a phone call at 9 o'clock at night, you are awesome.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to making a deal, I'm on the phone. It never shuts off. That's a
I love
business
it.
guy. Don't shut off.
I love
Yeah.
it. Thank
Yep.
you, brother.
No doubt.
Appreciate you so
All
much.
right, Ben. All righty.
Okay.
See ya.
See ya. All right. Did anybody learn anything today?
Boom.
Carly,
That-
is there anybody better on the phone than me?
nobody better.
I
That
mean,
is, you guys. That
what did
was,
he originally want? He wanted 50% down?
he wanted 50% out. He started talking like he wasn't into seller financing it. And then I don't know where that came from. But then
Okay,
he
so I want to
started-
point something out here. There's a reason why I did that for the bird dogging portion of this. Please pay attention, all my bird dogs that are here to learn how to get your first deal in a week or less. We're going to jump into that next, okay? But I want you to understand why that is so important, is because if I'm brand new, how many people are like, there's no way I'm ready to have that conversation with a multifamily, an RV park, a piece of land. I'm not worried. I'm not ready at all. Give me a me or a heck no, or a there ain't no way. Okay. This is the beauty of being a bird dog, is because you can jump into a deal with me. The people that brought me that freaking lead, Carly, I haven't paid you for a while. Last time I paid you, you made how much? 10 grand?
Yeah, it's been a minute since we've done a deal together.
Okay, tell me, what did you spend that 10 grand on? What'd you do with it? Do
I
you even
probably
remember?
paid bills or something with it. Not
Diapers, date night.
date night. I think what I did.
Oh, you
is-
don't have diapers? Your girls are like 20 now.
They're not. No, they're five. Thank God we don't have diapers in. I think we went to Disneyland for Blake's birthday.
Okay, good. You spend it on what you should spend it on. Make the money, build the memories. I love it. So
That's core memories.
this is how fast somebody that doesn't have to have that call can make $20,000, right? I told Carly what I wanted. A different bird dog in the community came and brought the deal to Carly. So her and that bird dog will split a $20,000 bird dog fee, $10,000 each. Okay. I, as a buyer, will handle all that crap. I will handle all the calls, all the objections based, but I don't have the credibility you have. You do when you do a deal with me. You have an objection, somebody goes 50% down. This is what's cool about Carly. We've been friends for 3 years, but she'll just be like, hey, you'll overcome this objection. You'll overcome this objection, because she knows I have the credibility to do so. How many people are like, that's what I need? You don't need to have the money. You don't need to have the credibility. You don't need the proof of funds, the experience, the phone calls, the this, the that. You don't need to have all of that. You need to bird dog for people who do. That is the point right there. Where'd the other bird dog find the deal? Brian, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, like
This one's
literally.
off RV Trader.
RV Trader.
RVTrader.com.
Yes. Amazing.
And all they did was call and be like, are you open to terms? She didn't have to be like, oh, well, so let me explain to you what subject to is and how much down payment. And
Is this what we look like when we explain creative?
I know. None of that. Just find out if they're open to terms.
Find out they're open to terms, tee it up, right?
Don't
Somebody
call
like me.
dealerships. They're
Now,
gonna
here-
be nuts.
What's even cooler is that in that situation, I'll close the deal, right? I don't want to go find these and have the upfront call. I'm too busy. It's worth it. Think about why it's worth it. I'm buying a motor coach anyway. I'm going to go buy a motor coach. Think about this. Some people go, oh, well, you're going to be underwater. Oh, really? Interesting. Pay attention to this. Please pay attention to this. You guys think traditional real estate is better? Oh, why would you go get a loan when you could? Why wouldn't you go get a loan? How'd you guys like that overcoming? Like, okay, so you want me to go get a bank loan and like they make all the money? Think about it. If I even bought this RV from him for, what did he say? 306. Guys, do I have finance fees involved in this with the bank? Is the bank going to charge me finance fees? No, not on creative finance. On if he, the seller, forced me to go to a bank
Oh, yeah.
and I bought it for 306, would I have paid another $10,000, $15,000 in finance fees, and they would have done this and a warranty thing, and we're going to put this special film on your seat belts. We're going to make sure your spark plugs are good. That's an extra $10,000 over there. Now, Carly knows her dad owns car dealerships. So
True.
they will get you.
They will.
Okay, so you're telling me I'm going to go down and buy an RV with traditional real estate and I'm going to get a better deal at 306? No, I'm not. They're going to finance me and put all these charges involved. I'm paying the same amount of money as I would with creative finance. The difference is, and that's what people are missing. They're like, oh, you're paying more for the asset. No, I'm not. I just have bought with traditional real estate. I know the bank is adding all these fees. I'm going to pay an extra $20,000 and all sorts of crap. And when I buy that thing, I have to put $70,000 down payment and pay $330 after the finance fees. And I'm going to have a bad interest rate. This guy's got an interest rate of like 2%. He bought it 4 years ago when rates were 0. This guy has an incredible rate. Why would I go get a bank loan to pay off this bank loan? It makes no sense. So I pay $330. I give him a couple extra $100 a month. I saved $70,000 in my down payment. I was going to buy one anyway. Does everybody understand now why I would be willing to pay a bird dog for bringing me an opportunity that would save me $70,000 and 5% interest? Does everybody understand? Give me a yes. By the way, Carly's doing this from Gig Harbor.
Gig Harbor.
All the places you could be doing this. Are you in Gig Harbor right now?
I am right now.
What are you sitting on? Are you sitting on a love sack?
I'm sitting on a couch right now.
Just vibing on your laptop?
Just vibing on my laptop. So I didn't know it was going to be up front. So I thought it was just backstage today.
Where is that? Is that Alex right there?
Alex is not here. It's the dogs. Alex
it's the
will get
dogs.
the girls from a play date.
I bet you Alex sounds like that when he walks in the house, even
Like two dogs fighting.
like two dogs fighting, just kicking his shoe everywhere. Okay, Carly, you're amazing. I'm going to get started with the training.
Appreciate you. Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
Carly, I think that's a deal.
I do too.
There's no way I can't overcome that stuff.
No, it's yours. Consider it yours. All right.
You're amazing. Thank you. Carly Grunman. What an amazing human being. Guys, anybody learn something? My team better make that a YouTube clip. But here's the thing. A lot of people have learned and watched on YouTube how good I am on the phone, right? Why am I good on the phone? Couple of reasons why I'm good on the phone. I've never taken formal sales training. I don't feel like I need to. The reason being is because sales training is caring about what the other people want and delivering what they want. That's it. If I have to cram something down your throat that you don't want, like think about how this benefits this guy. He's about to write a check for 40 grand to get rid of this RV. Like, why does this not benefit this guy? Guys, it's the same thing in real estate. RV parks, mobile home parks, multifamily, all of these assets that our SubTo community is gobbling up and doing these deals. It's the same situation. The sellers are sitting there going, I need to get out of this. I need to retire. I don't know how to manage this thing anymore. And we get to go and hold those properties. In fact, I had this incredible asset. I got a screenshot of it. My partner Josiah is watching right now, so I probably shouldn't show the financials, but we have this multifamily asset that him and I bought a couple of years ago, and it nets $77,000 a month. I got a $20,000 distribution on it today, and I was just like, how is this even real? Like, how is it that one asset I own with my partner nets $77,000 a month? That's what it nets after every expense. Well, here's how. We went to a seller who wanted to retire. He'd owned the property for 35 years, and he said, I just want a very specific number. If you can give me my number, I will give you seller finance and let you make payments to me. And we do. We make a payment that's roughly $50,000 a month to the seller, but our property is a 161 unit multifamily. It's apartment building, and it brings in $165,000 a month. What do I care that my payment to the seller is 55 grand? We still have $115,000 left over after we paid the seller, who is our bank. We pay the fees, the management, we pay the vacancy, the repairs, everything's all paid, and we net $77,000 in 1 month on one deal. That's every month. And it's climbing. When we first bought the asset 2 years ago, it was like 39 grand a month. And now we keep improving the property, raising the rents, improving the property, raising the rents, improving the property, raising the rents. And I get a distribution today for 20 G's. Oh my gosh. This business is incredible. Now, the challenging thing is the people that are trying to get started. Like me, when I first got started, I'm like, I wish I had a Pace Morby when I started, somebody I could collaborate with, somebody I could go, man, I really need to just bring a deal to somebody else. How many people feel like you just need to bring a deal to somebody else and go, I don't want to have to worry about comping and underwriting and valuing this and wondering if it's a good deal or it's not a good deal. Can you just please help me out? That is exactly what we want to do tonight. We want to show you guys exactly how you can do that. I'm going to pause the side chat so we can focus. We're going to talk today, okay, about a couple of fun things. I need to get a cord real fast, and give me 20 seconds. I'm going to get a cord real fast. My laptop is not connected. And if I get this cord, then we can get started. Thank you, guys. I've been in Montana for 2 months living on my little farm. And I come here and my son or somebody else comes down here and messes with stuff, and I got to set things back up. It's all good. Let's see if I got it set up right. All right, give me 15 seconds, guys. You know, it's hard because you want to entertain and educate, but we're going to educate. You guys just got to be patient. Some people are like, oh, he's not talking anymore. Just wait. Just wait. All right, we are back, my friends. We are back. Boom, super simple. Sorry about that. Just had to go get a new cord. Sometimes these things happen, and it's all good. Things get moved around. It's all good. Okay, so a couple of things I would want you guys to understand is what I'm about to talk about in bird dogging is I want you to understand that you don't want a bird dog forever as a full-time business, right? Bird dogging, very simply put, let's talk about that just for a second for some of the people that just showed up today, right? You missed maybe some of the last couple of days of trainings. How many people in here have missed out on the trainings the last 3 days? We've been here for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. How many people have missed out? Say me in the side chat. You've missed out. It's so funny. I asked the question and somebody in the side chat says, I can't hear you. Okay, cool. So we have a couple hundred people in the side chat that says I missed a couple of the days. Cool. So I'm going to go through and just do a quick 3-minute explanation of what bird dogging is in real estate. But I want to take 3 minutes and explain that RV part or that RV deal that I was just talking to that seller about so you guys understand what the heck we're talking about, because I'm going to use the word bird dog probably 300 times tonight. Okay. And I want you to understand what the heck a bird dog is. And I will also, that RV seller call was killer. That's like every seller call I have. I understand how to talk to people. I know how to negotiate with people. I know what they want, and I know how to deliver what they want through creative finance. So let's talk about what that deal is just real quick so you guys can understand, and then I'll talk about how it relates into real estate, okay? All right, so go on. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so I'm a buyer, right? I am buying an RV. Well, why am I buying an RV? Well, I'm going on a 122-day road trip, and I'm meeting everybody in the SubTo community in person over the next several months, from November to February 15th-ish. And I will be meeting everybody in person. And then we're going to be doing meetups everywhere all over the country as a community. And I will be doing deals with everybody, just like you saw Renda Emick, one of our community members that have been SubTo for over 2 years. Those types of people all over the country, we get together, we hang out with each other all the time. So I'm doing 122 meetups in a row, and I'm buying a massive motor coach, and I'm looking to spend somewhere around $350,000. Why? Well, because I want it really nice. If I'm going to spend 122 days in it, I want it nice. I want it to sleep 8, etc. These details that I'm talking about is what we would call a buy box. Okay. I'm not going to buy anything unless it's in this buy box. 350,000. It needs to sleep 8+. It needs to be newer. And more importantly, the seller wants to give me payments, and that is my buy box. Give me a thumbs up reaction if you understand now what the heck a buy box is, so I can move on to what a bird dog is. Okay, cool. So that is what a buy box is. It's basically somebody telling you what are the details of what they're looking to buy. Now, is everybody a buyer? No, not everybody's a buyer. When you first start out, I'd say about 20% of our SubTo community starts in our community as a buyer, right? They're already buying deals. They're sick and tired of doing it the traditional way. They're using all their own money and they're out of capital. So about 20% of people that join SubTo are already buyers. But then there's a good portion of people that are like, I want to flip. I want to do some development. I want to go do some things and create and then sell, right? So that's like tomorrow money. Owning is forever money. Building is tomorrow money. And then today money is like finding deals for other people. So I'd say we have about 20, 40, 20, somewhere in that range, right? There's a little bit of fluff in there. And I get it, that's only 80%, but there's some overlap. So that consists of a lot of our community. A lot of people join, 20, 30% of people join and go, I just want to find deals for some other people. I want to collaborate with people that are buying and developing, and I want to become friends with them and become partners with them. Those people are typically called bird dogs. What is a bird dog? A bird dog is a person who finds a deal for somebody else. A bird dog is not doing disposition, meaning they're not selling deals to thousands of people. They start with one buyer. One buyer. You go to one buyer and you say, hey buyer, I see you're buying deals in Alaska. I want to find those opportunities for you. You have those hard conversations, you vet them, you underwrite them, and you give me feedback so I can learn along the way. But at the same time, you go buy it. I don't want to deal with the contractors, the permits, the issues, the delays. I don't want to deal with all that kind of stuff, raising money. Yes, I do want to learn those things, but I don't want to learn those things today. I want to make $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 in Carly's situation. And so Carly is going to bird dog this RV for me, okay? Yesterday, I come on here and I said, all right, guys, Carly, I need you to bird dog this deal for me. And I gave her my buy box. I told her exactly what I was looking for. And I'm not exaggerating when I said this. Carly found me the first opportunity in 1 hour. How did she find it? She didn't. Another bird dog that is in SubTo, who is friends with Carly, went to Carly and said, hey, Carly, I found this deal in Mesa. I found this deal in New York. Do you want a JV on this? Do you want to partner on this temporarily? A JV is a temporary partnership, joint venture. And so this person in SubTo went to Carly and said, let's split the $20,000 and let's bring this opportunity to pace. So they don't have to be the ones that have the credibility. They don't have to be the ones that are actually fronting the money or having to have that really hard conversation on either where the deal comes from or where the deal goes. Okay. Whether it's an RV park, a business, a mobile home park, a piece of land, a single family property, it does not matter. You can bird dog deals. And it actually gets a lot easier than this when you get into real estate. Okay. So those bird dogs, Carly would make $20,000 on that deal. Let's talk about real estate. But in order to talk about real estate, let's talk about something you guys all recognize. And then we'll jump into I actually have a slideshow. So some of my engineers in here are going to be really excited when I bust out that slideshow. So you guys all know what a bird dog is because you all participated in a bird dog transaction probably in the last 2-3 days. How many people have ordered Uber Eats or something similar in the last couple of weeks? Costco has delivered something to you. You guys have ordered food to your house. Give me a yes. Give me a yes. You understand. DoorDash, Uber Eats, something along those lines. Go Puff. What was the service you guys used? Scott Barber says yes an hour ago. Okay. Somebody says too expensive. No, it's not too expensive. You don't appreciate your time. You don't value your time. You'd rather go and drive yourself and spend your gas, your time. You're not in a position where your time and your gas is more valuable than just spending somebody, giving somebody some money to bring the thing to you. Okay. Yeah. Mailing service is a form of bird dogging. Okay. Can't afford it yet. Mentally, you can't afford it. Yes. Panera ordering. Yes, absolutely. DoorDash, Uber Eats, something like that. It's a third party. Even when I order Costco, Costco doesn't deliver it. Costco has, I think it's Uber Eats. It's not Uber Eats, it's DoorDash. They have DoorDash bring me Costco. So how many people have used a third party delivery service to get food, groceries, or something to your house? Even Amazon. Amazon Instacart. Okay, boom. You guys have all hired a bird dog in the last a couple of days. Those things are called bird dogs. Okay. And let me explain that to you in just a second. But you guys are participating in a bird dog transaction almost every day. Amazon, bird dog. They are a bird dog. They are bringing you something from somebody else. They did not have to produce the good, negotiate the good. They didn't have to house the good, buy the good, nothing. They just bring it to you and they get paid a fee. That is a bird dog. So let's talk about it with Walmart, because you guys all understand Walmart. Walmart's in probably just about every one of you guys' towns. So we've got Walmart, big box store, right? And let's say Walmart is selling eggs. Of course, if I'm a busy parent, I could drive over to Walmart and buy myself eggs, right? If I'm the buyer of those eggs, I could go drive and spend the time, energy, and effort. Cool. Or I could literally just go to Uber Eats or DoorDash and go, hey guys, I want to make an order. I don't want to go over there. I value my time. So I'm definitely not going to be the one that goes and finds the eggs and goes down the aisle. I'd rather just pay somebody for that fee. So a bird dog takes the order from the buyer. That is step number one. Bird dogs only find what their buyer wants. We don't go find eggs and then hope that I can find a buyer. That would make no sense. Do we all agree with this? It would make no sense for Uber Eats or DoorDash to go buy eggs and then find a buyer. Does that make sense? Okay, so you need to understand bird dogs go to buyers first. You start with the buyer first. You start with the buyer first. You start with the buyer first, not with the seller of the product. So here's what's cool. This bird dog that we just laid out, did the bird dog have to buy the eggs? Did the bird dog have to decide on the eggs or decide that what the value of those eggs were? Did the bird dog have to do anything challenging that Walmart had to do? Because Walmart, guess what Walmart had to do? Walmart had to go and negotiate with the farmer. That would be the seller, right? The farmer is the seller. So Walmart is negotiating with the seller. Walmart is being credible and getting shelf space and building this big ecosystem to go and be able to have shelf space. There is time, energy, and effort invested in this role here. This role, Walmart is a wholesaler. Do we all agree that Costco is a wholesaler, Amazon is a wholesaler, Home Depot is a wholesaler? They're all putting somebody else's products on their shelf and marking it up. They are wholesaling to you. Okay? They went out and negotiated with the supplier. They went out and negotiated and found these deals. They're the ones that are doing the paperwork. Okay, there we go. Eddie says, holy moly, this is true. How many of you guys just had an epiphany that this is also how real estate works? Betsy says, wow, this is making more and more and more sense. Instacart is the bird dog. You, the buyer, this is me, the buyer, I tell the bird dog what I want. The bird dog goes to Walmart, who has already found the deal and got it under contract. Okay? Give me a 1 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10, depending on how you are enjoying the way I'm describing this right now. Cool. So we understand now the relationship of the real estate agent or the seller is right here. Okay, so let's dictate who this is. This is the seller or the agent, okay? Agent or the seller. Walmart right here is obviously the wholesaler is going out and negotiating on those. I'm the buyer, and then the bird dog is the person in between, okay? Awesome. Now let's explain it in real estate terms so everybody can get a little bit. I think I bird dog. I just don't understand it. Louie. My friend Louie. Okay, here's how this works. Let's talk about this in a real estate transaction. Okay. There's a seller of a house. Wholesalers go out and they spend time, energy, and skills. Give me a thumbs up if you guys agree that I have skills on the phone that have been built out over time. This is a highly challenging role, which is being a wholesaler going to the seller. The wholesaler's job is to find sellers that are in pain, right? People that are in foreclosure or short sale, or heck, you know, my wife left me. I'm going through a divorce. I'm going through bankruptcy. I got a job deployment or an army deployment, or I got a job relocation. I got whatever is going on. This wholesaler, their job is to find these opportunities. Their job is also to negotiate. Their job is to follow up. Do you see how that call I just made with that seller, it wasn't a one and done call. I have to build rapport, negotiate, drop hints. I have to then set a timeline. I have to set expectations. I have to say stuff like, hey, look, Mr. Seller, look, in 5 days, I've got to make a decision. It's either hell yes or hell no. If it's a hell no, I'm going a different direction, right? I'm planting these seeds. That is challenging. That requires skills. That requires, personality. It requires rapport, right? You can't just say that to anybody. You have to build rapport for the first 5 or 7 minutes of the call. You have to do all of those things. That's a challenging job that most people, that's what's preventing them from getting into real estate, is going, that's a lot of work. And I know you know this, that I teach my SubTo students how to do all of that. Some of them are ready on day 1. Some of them are ready on day 30. Some of them are ready on day 200 after they've done 15 bird dog deals or 25 bird dog deals or whatever it is. Some of them like to stay in bird dogging. We've got one student in Arizona, his name's Spencer, made $3 million last year only in Arizona, not nationwide, only in Arizona, literally bird dogging micro deals. Makes $3,000 a deal, does like 6 deals almost every single day. He's just sitting there, him and an assistant, texting all day long, texting, bird dogging. He's never negotiating with sellers. He's never following up with sellers. He's never going to sellers' appointments. He's never cold calling. He's never doing all of those things. So it kind of depends on your personality and who you are and what you want to do. But bird dogging is today money. Wholesaling takes some time. Build my systems, my marketing, my negotiating, my following up. So for example, that deal right there that I talked to that RV park, or I'm sorry, not RV park, but that RV owner, did I get that under contract today, guys? Did I get that under contract? Did I secure the deal today? Yes or no? Anthony says, damn close. Okay, yes, I was close. But most of these calls are not a one call close, right? You've got to build rapport, do the thing, find the objections. How many people watching that call were like, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to do that? That's so hard. How does pace free flow through those conversations so fast? The answer is you're not there yet. And that's perfectly cool. I also was not there yet. And that's what we're going to be talking about today is bird dogging. So the wholesaling role is challenging, right? Negotiating, follow-up, negotiating, follow-up, negotiating, follow-up, negotiating, follow-up. It's a lot of work. Now, they deserve to make a lot of money, of course, but that's what the wholesaler does, okay? They're looking for people that are in pain, and they go and negotiate, and they try and get a good deal for their client. So this wholesaler right here, we already know what their job is. Their job is to try and get this person under contract at a discount. So let's just say they get this house under contract at $200,000. Then who's the person that's going to buy it? The person that's going to buy it is, let's just say in this example, a guy named Flip, who is a fix and flipper. Flip is going to take that house and he's going to put $100,000 renovation into it. And he's going to go and sell that bad boy for, let's say, $400,000. That's what fix and flippers do. What do fix and flippers do, guys? They are so busy. They are dealing with contractors, permits, delays, tile design. Oh my gosh, somebody didn't show up. I have to raise money. Oh my gosh, I didn't sell the property for what I thought I did. We have found that over 80% of fix and flippers are now buying deals through bird dogs. Why is that the case? The reason why that's the case is because they don't have the time and the energy to do all the things fix and flippers do and also simultaneously do what the wholesalers do. And so there is somebody in the middle, okay? Just like Walmart has Instacart and your favorite sushi spot has Uber Eats, all of those companies are third-party services that allow the buyer, you, let's say you're buying sushi, and the seller over here to connect with each other through a bird dog. That bird dog goes to the buyer and says, what do you want? I'll go find it for you. That bird dog then goes to the suppliers, right? The wholesalers inside the SubTo community and says, hey, I need more of these opportunities. This is the script that they use. This is the script. I, as the bird dog, go to my buyer and I say, hey, what are you looking for? I'm brand new to real estate and I would love to find you a deal and get a fee. That's it. The buyer says, well, I'm looking for a 3-bed, 2-bath house. I want to do it with co-living. I'm trying to stay in these zip codes in these areas, yada, 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 right? That's a buy box. Cool. Write it down. Awesome. Now that bird dog goes to the wholesalers, the people inside the SubTo community that are finding these deals, door knocking, sending mailers, doing all the things, going in the living room, negotiating and getting these magical contracts. The bird dog says this to those wholesalers. We can call them suppliers because they are the suppliers of the product that you are Uber eating basically to your buyer. You go to these suppliers and go, hey, my name is Pace. I'm brand new to real estate and I have one amazing buyer that I'm looking for deals for. Do you mind if I take your properties that you contracted and send them over to my buyer and I will give you his feedback every time he says no? That's it. That is literally the bird dog's job, is to find the buyer, one buyer, not 10, one quality buyer. Okay, I got 1,000 of them in SubTo. Not 1,000, probably 5,000 or more. Then I go to the suppliers and I go, I have a quality buyer. Can you please bring me your inventory? And I will then go to my buyer. You copy, you paste. And now Ernest, I have Ernest, he's a newer SubTo student. Check this out. This is what Ernest and I were just texting about. Let's see. Ernest is a newer student and he is sending me deals, bird dogging. And I sent him a long voice memo yesterday, just giving him feedback. So let me show you exactly what he's doing. So he's a bird dog and I want you to see exactly what his job looks like. He is copying addresses from other people while I'm too busy flying around, doing what I'm doing, going on job sites, filming, trying to do what I'm doing. I don't have time to be looking for deals. I'm a buyer, right? So what that person, Ernest, is doing, literally, he hasn't sent me anything today, but this is yesterday. Okay, so he sent me these addresses. What do I not like about these addresses? Well, number one, 1,400 square feet, okay? 8-bed, 3-bath in 1,400 square feet. I can already tell you that. I don't want that. There's something going on there. I also know this is in an HOA, okay? This is also in an HOA. And this property right here is also something I wouldn't buy, okay? These properties I wouldn't buy. And I told him in a long voice memo exactly why I would not buy the deal. He says, I very much appreciate you for that information. I would love to be able to have a deal with you for under my belt. I agree we'll be closer to having a deal with this new info. So do you see how the bird dog, who's brand new, goes and takes somebody else's addresses, price, etc., brings it to me, and then I give him feedback and go, hey, that's in an HOA and I don't like that. So go tell your supplier, hey, please don't send me HOA stuff right now, or don't. Like, have him send to you everything if you don't want to tell him to stop. But just know that I don't want things in an HOA because I want to have co-living properties, not in HOAs. That's my particular buy box. Are there thousands of other buy boxes inside the SubTo community? Yeah, Renda, who you guys met earlier, has a different buy box than me. So you can go and pick on her after you do a deal with me. You can go start expanding to more buyers and go, okay, perfect. Now I have more buyers. Now I have these suppliers. I don't have to say no to as many of their deals because my buyer over here that was picky, I now have 2 picky buyers, but now I have double the amount of yeses I can say yes to. Okay, cool. That is all a bird dog does. Watch what happens. Like next time I do a training like this, I'll go through and I'll show you Ernest text messages and I will go, yep, I'll buy that deal. Ernest then replies back and goes, okay, cool. How much am I going to get paid? And I go, well, it looks like I'll make about this. Are you cool with making $10,000? Ernest will go, oh my gosh, that's amazing. I'd love to make 10,000 bucks. Cool. I'll call my team and let's get the paperwork done. My team will do all the paperwork. So think about this. You as the bird dog, when you go with a quality buyer, do you have to comp the property, understand what the heck the property is doing? Or can you learn while you earn? Can you learn while you earn? So Ernest is literally learning on the job. He's going, okay, sent you a thing. Are these houses he cold called? No. Are these houses he negotiated? No. Are these houses he had to spend money on marketing? No. He is literally bringing me somebody else's houses and saying, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? Do we all understand what a bird dog is? Yes or no? Have I done a great job of explaining what a bird dog does? Now, here's the thing. I spent 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, explaining more intricate details of what the bird dog does and answering every question you could imagine, especially from newer people that are overthinking this. This is such a simple business, and people just want to overcomplicate it. So let's talk about how you can get, are you guys cool with talking about how you guys can do deals with me in my office and how you guys can actually do a deal with me? Are you cool with me going into that part? Okay. All right. That's what we're going to talk about. I've had a lot of people say, how do I join SubTo? How do I get part of your community? I'll talk about that in a little bit, but let's talk about what that looks like. And I'll tell you guys a couple of fun stories as well. Okay. When do you bring up the contracts? You don't bring up the contracts until your buyer says he's good. That means you never buy nothing new. Adriana Ochoa, this will be the one question I will ask. I will answer real fast. Adriana, I should turn the side chat off, and I will. Because I see the things and I want to answer every question, but sometimes some of the questions are good. Sometimes the questions are crazy. Sometimes they're like, Jason says, what CRM are you using? We're not using any CRMs. Adriana, how you doing? Let's hope for the, yes, she can unmute herself. What's up? How can I help you?
I was like, when you say you really want to buy this, whatever the call you say, truck, and it comes to my head like you always like buy things. You like not interested in buying things brand new, like new because they're gonna be more expensive?
No. I would buy something brand new. I have a lot of houses that are brand new. In fact, I might even have one in my examples today that I buy brand new. I'm not going to buy that house brand new unless I get an incredibly low price on it, or the seller is going to give me terms, which means the seller will let me make payments. Like, did you hear the conversation I was having with the seller earlier on that RV?
Yes.
Okay, that guy has a newer RV. It's very, very, very new. Like, he's only driven it a couple of times. It's very new. He owes more money than what it's worth. He owes $330. He's trying to sell it for $306. It's almost brand new. I would buy that as long as I don't have to put any money down, right? I would buy it on creative terms, no bank loan, and that guy has a 2% interest rate. So I will buy things new as long as I have no money down and as long as the interest rate is very low. Best question you should ask, Adriana, is every single person in my community has a different buy box. What city do you live in?
Sunnyvale, California.
Okay, so you live in California. We have a little over 2,000 members in our community in California. I don't know one of them that has the exact same buy box, meaning some of them are saying I'm buying really bad houses. Some of them are saying I'm buying mobile homes. Some of them are saying I'm buying RV parks. Some of them are building modular home buildings in downtown LA. They all have a very diverse set of buy boxes, which means you have a lot of opportunities. Why do you care if I buy something new or not? I feel like that's not really the question you're trying to ask.
Because I am thinking like buying a car or buying well, what other thing that I get in the call is like back then, like 4 years ago, the interest rate was so low.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that
Well,
attracted
here's the other thing too, is like I'm buying properties on seller finance. So what you're talking about is subject to, right? Subject to means that there's a debt in place. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so that seller with that RV, he owes 306, which means there's a debt in place from 4 years ago. If interest rates are really high, then yes, I'm either buying things that are 2, 3, or 4 years old to get really low interest rates, or B, I'm calling sellers that owe their own owe nothing on the property. Okay. I'll give you a good example. Okay. Let me show you an RV park that I just bought that is nearly brand new, and there's no debt on the RV park. So it doesn't matter what year I'm buying anything. It matters what I'm calling and what I'm trying to do. So Adriana, one of the things I would suggest for you is I would suggest for you to figure out what the heck you want to do in the business. Do you want to do RV parks? Do you want to do mobile home parks? See this park right here. Let's pull this up right here. Maps, Glacier Peaks. This park, Glacier Peaks, my friend, I bought this park for $5 million. The seller owns it free and clear. The seller has no debt on this park. So I asked the seller, will you give me a low interest rate? Because I can negotiate with the seller anytime. It doesn't matter what the Fed is doing. It doesn't matter what the heck is going on in the economy. I can negotiate 0% seller finance, 2% seller finance. That park, I got 4% seller finance. So does it matter what the Fed is doing, and does it matter what interest rates are doing right now? Or can I buy anything at any interest rate if I can negotiate it?
Got it.
Okay. So the challenging thing is what you're asking me are creative finance questions. And what's going to happen is there's so much to learn around creative finance that you will go into analysis paralysis by asking those questions. The questions you should ask are, who is my buyer and how can I bring them deals right now and learn while I earn? That's way better than going, let me ask every question about creative finance. Let me understand how to underwrite. Let me do all of these things. Let me get credible. You are going to get into analysis paralysis mode if what you are doing is wondering every little thing about creative finance. Sometimes one of the most important things I could ever do for you is I could show you how challenging a call can be so you don't go, I think I can do this. In fact, I would suggest a lot of people watch these calls and go, yeah, I can't do that yet. So guys, do we all agree that the number one thing you shouldn't be doing is asking too many questions about creative finance? You should be taking action on things that are digestible to get proof of concept, get money in your pocket, and then learn while you earn. Do we all agree with that? Give me an agree or a yes, etc. That is way more important than going, I need to know everything about everything. What did Pace say? And why did he do that? And why did he put a comma there? And why did he put an exclamation point? Oh my gosh, 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 oh my gosh. If ChatGPT was going to change your life and make you a millionaire, we would all be billionaires because information is so readily available. And what happens now is what we are learning is that ChatGPT is actually overwhelming people with so much information that what they're doing is they're not taking any action. Okay, imagine this. Hold on a second. Check this out. Check this out. So my son, he's 17 years old, going on 18. He brings friends over, and they have girls that come over, and so they want to light candles, right? So I hear this conversation between my son and his friends talking about, hey, let's light a candle. And I'm listening to the conversation, and my son says, yeah, we got candles. They're in my dad's office. Cool. So they grab a candle, and then one of his friends says, hey, well, where's a lighter, right? So you could have all the candles in the world, right? All the information, all the things, the tool, everything. And his friend goes, well, where's the lighter? No joking, this is what happens. My son goes, well, the lighters are upstairs in on my mom's dresser. His friend goes, all right, I'm good, and decides we're not going to light the candle because he finds out that it's 100 feet away from him, and he's like, not worth it. This is information, and the lighter is the spark. What happens is so many people are so far away from taking action that what you need a strategy that brings the spark and the candle way closer together. Okay, if the spark of taking action is so daunting of going upstairs and getting that lighter, you're never going to light that candle. I could give you all the information, all the education. I could show you every single call over and over and over and over and over and do the thing 1,000 times. I have 3,400 videos on my YouTube channel. I have TV shows, a Wall Street Journal best-selling book. We have been on A&E television, my friends. We have been talking about this. You got the candle. Where's the spark? Oh, it's 100 feet away. What I want to do is bring bird dogging. Bird dogging is bringing the candle right next to the spark and making it as easy as possible for you to put that action together and actually utilize the information that you're gaining. Okay, so what happens is the more questions you ask about harder and more challenging things, you're putting yourself between the spark and the thing that you want to ignite, which is taking action. Pace, are you doing this? Pace, what is this? Pace, what is that, guys? Who's my buyer? What are they looking for? How do I find it? Do we understand how simple this actually can be? Give me a yes that you guys understand. And by the way, if you're an overthinker that you're like, gosh, dang, Pace is hitting it right on the head. I've got the information. I know I can do this, but I feel like everything I've done, the spark is so far away and I've got analysis paralysis. Guys, every time you ask a question, your spark gets further away from the candle. It's action time. It's action time. You guys already know what's going to happen with AI. You guys already know what's happening with robotics. You guys saw the job report. It's going to get worse. And you should be fearful. Pace, I'm not taking action because I'm afraid. Good. Instead of using that fear to stop you and freeze you, use that fear to propel you forward, because I'm telling you guys, the water doesn't get any warmer the longer you wait. It gets worse. Way, way, way worse. Okay. So check this out. So Oscar says, Pace, what happens if I cold call a seller and his cash in it? Oh my gosh, Oscar, my friend, you couldn't have asked a better question on the planet. Let's bring Oscar up. I swear to you, Oscar, you have just been sitting on this question. It's almost as if you are not paying attention to a single thing I'm saying. Tell me, Oscar, you are paying attention. Oscar, where are you at? Come on up here.
I'm here, Pace.
Oscar, did you not see the part where I said, bro, stop asking questions and getting yourself so far away from taking the action? You're doing the thing, man, that I did for 7 years. What happens if? What happens if? What happens if? What happens if? And then guess what happens? Here's what happens. The only question to ask, Oscar, are you a note taker?
Yes, sir.
What happens if you ask another question without taking action?
It gets further away.
It gets further away. Truly, it only gets worse. I promise you, it just gets way, way worse. And I think most people in here today that have not done a deal all agree with that. They're like, yeah, every time I ask a what if question, I find myself 90 days later finding another influencer on YouTube and going, well, maybe this guy's going to give me the secret. And you guys bounce around, and then it just gives you more questions and it feels overwhelming. And then you take 3 weeks off and then you find another thing and they go, I like this influencer. And you're like a little butterfly floating around and not actually landing on any flowers. My friend Oscar, you watched me make that call. Do you see how challenging that call can be? Do you see how much credibility you have to overcome some of those objections?
Yes, sir.
So the better question to ask is, I need to find a buyer that will overcome those objections for me so I can ease into being that buyer. Do you remember that lesson I gave you about 20, 30 minutes ago?
I actually just got here like 10 minutes ago.
Okay, guys, do us all a favor and do yourself a favor. If you guys are going to show up late, prohibit yourself, okay? Prohibit yourself from asking questions. Guys, can we all just in the side chat go, Oscar, with an exclamation point? Oscar, come on, Oscar. You asked that question? Oscar. All right, perfect. Let me lay this out, and we're going to jump into some slides I have because I want to show you guys how you guys can do this in a week or less. You guys, a lot of men in here. So I'm going to talk to the men for a second, and you women can listen to this as if it's you too. But men, you got a wife that married you for your potential. You got a wife that married you because she says, I think this man is going to provide a safe place for me and our children. I believe this man is going to go out and freaking hunt the deer down and drag those deer back into the cave. I want to marry this man because I believe he's going to go out there, cast a vision, say he's going to do something, and then do it. And you know what happens is you don't. You go to your job, you talk about your thing that you're going to do. The number one thing that a woman despises in a man, I will tell you, I have 8 sisters. I hang out with women all day long. Most of the people on my team. What is the number one thing that women despise more than anything else is a man who says he's going to do something and doesn't do it. Ladies, do you agree with this? Give me a yes if you agree with this. I'm telling you, women will put up with our ugly faces and our ugly dress and our wearing Crocs, sweatpants, as long as you are a man that says, I'm going to do this thing, and you do it. Your life will change, my friends. And what happens is all these men, I watch them, they put questions in their way and all these things that are prohibiting them. And they go, well, maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. We're done with that. Okay? We're done with that. You guys like that Croc joke, by the way? Some dude in here is wearing Crocs right now. He's like, my wife thinks these Crocs are sexy. No, she doesn't, but she likes you anyway. Okay, that's what you should say. By the way, I wear Crocs, so I'm not hating on anybody. I wear Crocs in the pool, man. All right, so let's jump into it. We're going to be talking today about how to get a month's worth of salary just in one deal. And the average person I see that does these types of deals is doing these types of deals in less than 45 minutes every day. In fact, most of the people I see doing these deals are like 45 minutes every 3 days, okay? And you'll see people that we brought in the last couple of days are like, yeah, this is honestly the easiest thing. You saw Renda go, Ace changed my life. No, I gave you an instrument that will change your life, and you took action on it, and you collaborated with people inside of our amazing community. So here we go.